Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I saw lots of folks running to the cocktails, so it's really awesome to see that you made it. And I guess I'm the last thing standing between, this session and getting the evening cocktail. So just to introduce myself, I'm Andi Gutmans, and I'm the General Manager and VP Engineering for databases at Google. I run all our public-facing operational databases, and I also run our operational databases for the Google services such as Search, Ads, YouTube, Nest, and more. So super excited to be here today and talk about the Oracle partnership and how we're working together with Oracle and our Oracle customers. Today, I have the honor of being joined by Juan Loaiza, our Executive Vice President for Mission Critical Database Technology, so we're really fortunate to have him here. And also, you're going to see a bunch of demos, and we're going to have Colman on stage, the Director of UX for Google Cloud Databases. So we have an action-packed agenda today, and I'm going to get started right away. So the world of technology continues to move very, very fast and at a very fast pace, and we've now we're in it for quite a few years in the cloud and migrating to the cloud. But I think, as you've all also seen, the rise of generative AI is continuing to accelerate the interest in moving to the cloud. A lot of the technologies to really take advantage of AI are in the cloud, and it's a great opportunity right now for us to help our customers to really digitally transform with GenAI and rethink the experience for their customers and for their employees. So it's a really, really exciting time. And one thing that I always talk about running operational databases, I think this is where we have a lot in common with our Oracle counterparts, is it's all about the data and the operational data. These foundation models are exciting. They can do a lot, but without the enterprise data, they hallucinate. And so unless you're doing something very creative, if you're in financial services or you're in healthcare, the last thing you want is a hallucinating application. So the real thing that bridges the gap between foundation models and truly delivering on the promise in enterprise use cases is actually being able to get at the operational data. And that's the only way to really deliver these very accurate, relevant, and really contextually aware experiences in these enterprise use cases. And when I think about the kind of capabilities that my team is developing in Google, and I think this also mimics a lot, and it's very consistent with what you're seeing in the rest of the industries, it's things like vector capabilities in the database. How can we take vector embeddings and use those embeddings either in the context of RAG or in the context of search? And so, that is an area of big innovation. We're also seeing innovation in natural language interfaces, not just natural language to SQL, but actually natural language interfaces to data. It's actually a very hard problem. No one in the industry yet has done an awesome job at it. I think we're all working on it, but the state of the art on accuracy is still not where we want it to be, and that's, of course, a great area of opportunity for us to serve our customers. We also see a lot of opportunity with things like full-text search. Graph is making an emergence, in the AI space. And then, of course, just embracing the ecosystem, such as LangChain and the tools and the frameworks around AI. So just a huge amount of innovation happening in and around operational databases to truly best serve these generative AI experiences. And that's why I'm really excited about the partnership with Oracle, because Oracle, of course, manages and runs some of the world's most valuable data. Our customers, of course, have data in lots of disparate systems, and really through this partnership, we're able to help customers bring all that data together and really build these very compelling generative AI applications that really aim to transform their businesses, and we're seeing those applications actually transform the industry as a whole. So without further ado, and he's on a very tight timeline, and I really thank him for joining us, I'd like to introduce Juan Loaiza, who is the Executive Vice President for Mission Critical Database Technologies at Oracle, for a quick chat. Welcome, Juan.
Hey, Andy.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here.
I know you're heading out to a customer cocktail very quickly, so I'm going to make this as short as possible.
It's not a cocktail. It's really
a customer meeting.
It's all about talking technology.
So we're super excited about this partnership, and of course, working with your team, working with the cloud team at Oracle. Be great to hear from you, just from your perspective. With the systems that you're building, what sparked the partnership with Google from your perspective, and what are you most excited about?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I could talk about this for a while, but fundamentally, Oracle. I've been at Oracle for a long time, over 3 decades, and the core of Oracle has always been portability. We run everywhere. When I joined Oracle, the majority of Oracle was running on VAX VMS, which a lot of people have never even heard of anymore. And we've always adopted to every new platform. So whether it's a new OS, new hardware, Linux, this, that. And then the cloud world came around, and the world of IT is kind of fractured into pieces. And one of the things that we're really excited about is trying to bring it back, because we want to be where customers want us to be. So we want to be in our cloud, but also in the Google Cloud and on-prem and in cloud at customer, so we can best serve customers wherever they are. So that fundamentally for me is exciting to get back to the roots of Oracle in, hey, we're everywhere. But in addition to that, Google has a lot of great technology that we want to take advantage of also, so your AI, all that kind of stuff. We have a lot of customers that are co-customers of both of ours that have asked for this for a while. They said, hey, I like this stuff at Google. I like this stuff at Oracle. The trouble is I got to pick one or the other. And of course, that's the fundamental problem that we're solving with this. We're going to bring it all together so everyone can get exactly what they want.
I mean, that's really exciting, and it definitely resonates with me. I used to use Oracle on AIX systems and many years ago. And so I definitely think this is kind of another incarnation, as you say, of really running everywhere and meeting customers where they are. When you think about the partnership, where do you see kind of customers really getting the biggest benefit, right? Both from the Oracle database and then kind of the expanded ecosystem you're building.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty straightforward. Google has great technology, we have great technology, and it's the combination of the two that that's the big win. And then the other part of it is we're going to do a lot of the work to integrate it all, to make it seamless, to make the management experience seamless, the monitoring experience seamless, connecting AI capabilities, all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be a big one. You don't have to build any of that yourself. It's all just going to work out of the box. And our teams are working very hard on that right now. And it's going to continue for a while because it's not an easy process. So that, again, it's going to be completely seamless. One of the things that we're saying is all the technology, everything that we've done in Oracle in our cloud that we've been building for the last decade, we're going to put all of it in Google. So we're not holding anything back. So it's full 100% compatible with what we have in OCI, and we're going to be able to take advantage of all the Google technology. So that's going to be a huge win.
Yeah, and that really resonates with me. I mean, I've had customers ask me, is this going to look like a bolt-on or feel like a bolt-on? It won't. I mean, I think the word seamless is really important. We've worked really closely together to engineer these systems together. It's in the Google console. You have the kind of Google billing, marketplace billing. Like everything is very natural.
Integrate the security, which is super important.
Yeah, and the networking. So we're definitely seeing this as, bring the best of both worlds together, but making it extremely seamless. When you think about, kind of AI and data and so on, what are some of the opportunities customers are talking to you about, and where do you think we can help support as Google?
Yeah, so AI is the big new thing, right? I mean, there's no question. I mean, practically every day I'm amazed by what AI can do. That didn't even exist 2 years ago, or if it existed in somebody's lab. You can just ask questions, and it gives you like amazing answers. And, I really like Gemini because it's a little more succinct. It gives you like a more direct, more succinct answer. So I personally use Gemini a lot also.
Thanks.
But we've been building AI into our database also because we believe that AI needs to be close to the data. So we built stuff like the vector technology, that kind of thing, directly into our database. But Oracle doesn't have an LLM. We're not producing an LLM. So we're partnering with the leading AI vendors to use their LLM. So you as a customer can choose whatever LLM you like. And on Google, of course, the natural choice is the Google LLM. And so I think that's going to be a great marriage between us and Google. We can store data in the Oracle database, we can do searches, but then we can use the Google LLM to basically answer, make a human language interface, produce answers in human language, extrapolate things. So all of that is going to be really important, and I'm really looking forward to the results of that. So that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, so are we, and we're actually going to demo today using your vector search capabilities and using Gemini, kind of in a single demo, and really show how customers can get the best of both worlds together. When you look at the future, how do you see the partnership evolving? What are some things that you think we could be doing more together with?
Yeah, so we're doing so much. we're trying to get as close and as integrated as possible, as quickly as possible. And I think you're going to see a lot of demos today. There's a lot of work that's happened already, even though this is a very new partnership. But even before we had a partnership, we'd integrated with Gemini when our new release 23 AI came out. So from the Oracle database, we have API that automatically will call out to Gemini. So you give it the credentials, you just say, hey, I want to use Gemini, and off you go to Gemini. But yeah, so ultimately, I get asked a lot about AI, and I'm always a little nervous about predicting things because it's moving so rapidly. Like 2 years ago, I had no idea that we would be doing what we're doing now. I literally had no clue. In fact, I never even heard of vectors before like two and a half years ago. It's something that was entirely new to me. It had been going on, I think, of course, Google has been kind of the main innovator in the AI space. So within your labs, you knew a lot about it. I'd heard little bits and pieces, but it just exploded into our ecosystem. And now, I'm getting lots of meetings on it. So I find it very difficult to predict. This morning, a journalist asked me, what do you predict for 10 years from now? And I said, well, I'm going to have trouble predicting 10 months from now. This technology is moving incredibly quickly. So I think, having this kind of partnership is going to be really important because, like I said, we are building AI into data, but we don't have our own LLM. So we partner with the leading LLM vendors, which Google is clearly one of the leading LLM vendors. And I don't know, maybe you could tell us what you predict for the future.
Yeah, but by the way, it really resonates with me that you can never know. In a prior life of mine, in 2019, I actually launched vector capabilities in a data store, and no one cared. No one cared. So it's just kind of interesting looking back and seeing how things have evolved quickly. It's hard to predict the future. I do think data will continue to be like the enabler, the fuel to whatever comes next. So I think from our perspective, just this partnership is extremely important for customers because it continues to help customers both manage the data the way they want to, but then really exploit that data with whatever comes next in AI, or whatever comes next beyond that.
Yeah, again, somebody asked me this morning, I'm like, the key thing here, and they asked me, hey, do databases even matter in the age of AI? And really, I think that marriage between AI and database will has perfect memory. So that's something that AI doesn't really have because AI simulates a human brain. Humans don't have perfect memory. So we have perfect memory, we have perfect accuracy. If you ask me, add up these billion numbers, it'll give you the perfect answer. So marrying these technologies like database, perfect memory, perfect answers with this kind of new human-like AI it has already enabled things that were never possible before. So, for example, searching for images by their content, searching for documents by their content. So it's amazing. Honestly, like 2-3 years ago, I never thought I'd live to see the kind of stuff that Gemini can just do today. I just ask it a question and it gives me like an amazing answer, and it knows everything. I can ask it botany, astronomy, IT, anything. So it's amazing, and I'm really looking forward. I'm very excited about it because I've never seen this kind of rapid change before. And the closest thing is probably the internet, But internet was a little more straightforward. AI is just this crazy thing out of the blue. So it's going to be very exciting, and working with Google, clearly Google's always been an innovator in this space, so we want to stay close to you guys and work together and make our products work great.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate the partnership, and looking forward to doing a lot more together.
All right, great. Thanks for inviting me, Andi.
So I think, one more thing I wanted to just add to that is, the pendulum is really swinging from kind of what was like data science and training. I mean, of course, that's going to continue to happen, but these foundation models are really enabling any developer now to build these AI applications. And the pendulum actually swinging more towards the server side and the transactional databases. So really from our perspective, it's a very exciting time, because really exploiting the power of AI is happening through every one of the developers in your organizations. And so really the sky's the limit. And at Google Cloud, our mission is to accelerate our customers' opportunity to really transform digitally and build these new experiences, both for their customers, for their employees, and ultimately be part of actually changing how their industries operate. Now, we ourselves also had to do a lot of work over the past 25 years to actually build the infrastructure that could support our business at Google. And I wanted to give you just a bit of a backdrop on Google Cloud, because this is all about bringing the best of Google Cloud and the best of Oracle together. We had to build infrastructure that could actually support our billion-user businesses. And in fact, we have quite a few businesses that have 2 billion users. And so that meant that we have to think completely different about our infrastructure, whether it's networking, storage, compute, security, analytics, and of course AI. And that really required us to innovate very differently. And just to give you some examples of things we had to do, for example, we have global applications. Most our billion-user businesses are all global. And what we found is we couldn't get to the level of reliability and performance that we needed without actually owning our own network and owning our own backbone. So as an example, we have over 2 million miles of fiber, both terrestrial and subsea, that is actually Google-owned, that we operate, that is more than 10 times longer than the next biggest hyperscaler. So that gives you, I would say, a bit of a sense of when customers are using us and they're using Oracle database on our backbone, they actually get the benefit of this full backbone and the SLOs. On security was top of mind for us. So we did a lot of innovation on things like firewalls. Our firewall in Google Cloud has over 20 times more efficacy than the other hyperscalers in the market. And then also just from a price, performance, and scale perspective, we had to scale to exabytes of data before most companies were talking about petabytes of data. And so we had to completely rethink the architecture. So we built all of Google Cloud and Google with compute and storage disaggregation, which basically means that we don't think in terms of servers and hard drives. We really think in very small units of compute and storage, which allows us to build systems that are very different and basically have near infinite scale. And so as an example, when you look at other cloud providers and they have to do analytics on data, because blob storage is too slow, they have to start investing in caches, and that becomes very complicated. It becomes operationally expensive. We don't have to do that because we can actually get to any piece of data in microsecond latencies, no matter where the computer the data sits. So those are just some examples of how we had to really rethink the architecture. Of course, AI is key to this company. Sundar talked I think in 2015, he talked about Google being an AI-first company. And so we've actually been going at this for a long time, and we built our own TPUs, which basically all our Gemini models are built on our TPUs. We, of course, also offer GPUs just for compatibility for our customers. We talk about vector processing. Some of the technology that we've actually externalized through our databases, we built those vector capabilities internally over the past 12 years. So just a lot of goodness and different way of thinking about engineering. And what that means for our Google Cloud customers is that they actually get the benefit of all that innovation. And so our ability to give the best performance, the best skill, the best security, and doing that at the lowest possible cost, because cost was also very important for us. We needed to keep the cost down. That is really where we're able to deliver a very differentiated capability. And so when you think about the Google Cloud differentiation, you think about the value that Oracle brings to the table, it's really, I would say, a match made in heaven on what customers can accomplish by working with both of those companies. Now, I wanted to touch a bit on what the partnership actually looks like. What are some of the products that we're going to be delivering? First of all, bringing Oracle managed data services into Google Cloud, and I'm going to double click on that a bit later. The second thing is actually allowing Oracle software to run on Google Compute Engine, on Google Kubernetes Engine. And then last but not least, also interconnected to clouds. So if customers have workloads in OCI, have workloads in Google Cloud, that is very easy and cost effective to truly operate in a multi-cloud manner. So earlier this week, we announced the general availability of Oracle Database at Google Cloud. So that is basically bringing Oracle Exadata database service into Google Cloud data centers. It's bringing Oracle Autonomous Database into Google Cloud data centers. And soon we're also going to have Oracle Exascale also operating in these Google data centers. And we launched this across Europe and North America. So just to give you a bit of a sense of what that looks like, it means that we have the Oracle engineered systems actually sitting within our data center, so we keep the latencies very low. We have the same OCI data services as you get on OCI proper, and they're priced the same. They operate in exactly the same way. And then, of course, we also did a bit of additional work with Oracle to actually integrate that into our console, into our billing. So really, so that Google Cloud customers have a native experience, but you can still make sure you can still get to all the power and capabilities of the OCI data services. We now run in general availability in 4 regions, so in Ashburn, Frankfurt, London, and Salt Lake City. And our goal over the next few months is to at least triple the amount of additional regions that we're going to be supporting across North America, LATAM, EMEA, and APAC. So we have a very aggressive roadmap. Really, since we announced this offering, we've gotten so much interest and inbound interest that we're trying to move as fast as possible to support the regions where you have a need. Now, I also mentioned the native integration into Google Cloud. So one is, you'll be able to buy this through the Google Marketplace. You'll be able to use Google Cloud commitments to actually buy the product. And you'll also be able to use your existing Oracle licenses the same way you would be able to use those Oracle licenses within the OCI environment. Now, I just want to show you, how simple it is to actually provision this on Google Cloud. And in order to show that to you, I'm going to invite Kat Colman on stage. She's the director of UX for Google, and she's been working very, very closely with the Oracle team to really think and imagine how we can make this as seamless as possible for our joint customers. Over to you, Kat.
Thanks, Andy. Okay, we're going to do a live demo, so let's hope that the demo gods are nice to us. So right now, we're looking at the Autonomous Database page in the Google Cloud Console, and we're going to go ahead and click Create, and it's going to ask us for an ID and a name. We then select which region we want it deployed in. We're going to keep the data warehouse workload type, and we're going to do for CPU. Go ahead and add a password. All right. And then for our network, we're going to select VPC, input a CIDR range, and then we're going to keep everything else as the default, and we're going to go ahead and click Create. And so as you can see, this particular autonomous database is being provisioned, but we can go ahead and click on one of the ones that we've already created. And we can see all of the details of this autonomous database. We can click on the Connections tab, see all the connections information. And then what's really cool is that here is a link to manage an OCI. So if I click on that link, I can go ahead and open this exact autonomous database in the OCI console. So that gives you an idea of how simple and easy it is to create an autonomous database using Oracle Database at Google Cloud. Back to you, Andy.
Thank you so much, Kat. And what I really love about this demo, for those of you who are not familiar with Google Cloud, this is exactly the same way you would actually provision a Cloud SQL for Postgres or MySQL database or SQL Server. So we're really giving you kind of that very common experience across the different database services in Google Cloud. But as Kat showed you, it's just a button away to actually go into the OCI console. We have single sign-on configured. So it's incredibly easy to both get the native experience of Google Cloud, but also transition into the native experience of OCI. So I think what Kat and her team have done is really help make this as native of an experience as possible on both sides. Now, we're also making it very easy to leverage Google's industry-leading capabilities around AI. For example, with Vertex AI, data and AI capabilities. I think we need to get the slides up. So with our AI and ML platform, with the Gemini models, so customers are going to be able to easily call into our Gemini models and Vertex AI platform from Oracle. Also, we have strong capabilities with BigQuery and Looker around analytics. By the way, Golden Gate already supports BigQuery as a target, so very easy to basically take your data sitting in an autonomous database, ingesting it into BigQuery, and driving analytics and reporting using Looker. Dun & Bradstreet is a great example of a customer that is a important Oracle customer, global leader in business decisioning, data and analytics. And they were really excited about this because it allows them to leverage, of course, their Oracle data with BigQuery for analytics and our AI capabilities to extract a lot more value out of the data they have. And so we definitely see this as what we think is going to be a very common pattern is bringing some of the data and AI strengths that we have, bringing some of the Oracle database strengths, and bring these two worlds together. Now let's see what that actually looks like. Kat's going to take you through a demo that actually shows you all these different pieces working together. Oracle database, our AI capabilities, and more. Over to you, Kat.
All right, thanks, Andy. Okay, so here we have our most famous fictitious coffee realtor store, Symbol Coffee, and they have shops up and down the strip, as you can see. We've built an app running in Google Cloud using inventory data generated by Gemini and loaded into an Exadata database running Oracle 23 AI on Oracle Database at Google Cloud. So let's say that I'm running late for my first session and I really want to get some coffee, and I usually order from Symbol, but I really want to try their new flavor, lavender latte. So here we go. I'm going to go into the app and I'm going to tell it that I'm in the mood for a lavender latte. All right, so what we can see here is that it's taken the question and Gemini converts this natural language to vector embeddings. And then using LangChain and Oracle's vector search, it looks for shops that have lavender latte in stock. Gemini translates the results into a user-friendly response, and then we use the Google Maps API to show you where all of these locations are. Now, you can see that it gave me a large number of locations, and I really want one that's closest to me. So I can ask it, which location is closest to me? Now it's taken this search and added a location to the query, and it's refining the results to locations that are close to the Venetian. And as you can see, we now have a shop that is really close by, which is perfect. Before I even ask, the app is proactively offering to take my order, and it looks like it actually knows something about me because it's recommending a 12-ounce latte with oat milk, which is what I usually get. So let's go ahead and place the order. All right, so my lavender latte is now ready to go, but the app is not done yet. It's performing a quick search through my past purchases and looking at my loyalty program information, which is all stored in BigQuery, which is Google Cloud's serverless enterprise data warehouse. And now the app has suggested a complimentary item while letting me know about a current promotion where I can earn bonus points with this particular purchase. I'm pretty hungry, so I think I'm going to go ahead and add this croissant. Great, now we've placed our order, we have an estimated time for it when it will be ready, and the app has given me really convenient walking directions to the shop that I can easily follow. This just goes to show how quick and easy it is to build an AI-powered application using the latest technology from Google Cloud and Oracle. Back to you, Andy. I'm going to go get my coffee.
So I love this demo. First of all, it is a live demo for those who wonder. I don't like doing non-live demos. And it really shows you the best of the both worlds, right? It shows Oracle database. We're using vector databases. We're using the vector search capabilities, using the Gemini model, using open source LangChain, which is the orchestration. And then, of course, another big benefit of using Google Cloud is actually using our mapping service as part of that application. So that really shows how it's not just about Google Cloud, but also the rest of Google that our customers are actually able to benefit from. Now, I also mentioned that we are, part of this partnership is also enabling running Oracle software on our Google Compute Engine, on Google Kubernetes Engine, so a variety of Google applications such as eBusiness Suite that you can actually deploy on Google Compute Engine. And I also wanted to just preempt, we also support Oracle Linux on Google Compute Engine. So we get a lot of those questions. Oracle Linux is available and supported on Google Compute Engine, just from a few days ago. And then also the the OCI and Google Cloud cross-cloud interconnect. You are going to have situations where you're going to use OCI proper, you're going to use Google Cloud proper, and we basically are offering interconnects right now in 11 regions that are low latency interconnects. They're typically under 2 millisecond latencies. Just to give you a bit of a comparison point, if you're sitting on a cloud and you're going to blob storage, often that takes 70 milliseconds. And this is less than 2 milliseconds. So really very high performance, low latency, high throughput. And the best of it is no data transfer charges. So you can truly be in this multi-cloud era and actually build multi-cloud applications. So what's really exciting for us with this partnership is, one, we can help our customers innovate faster with the best of Oracle, with the best of Google, migrate applications and databases much easier and quicker into the cloud, and then, of course, supercharge those applications with AI, with analytics, with a lot of these kind of value-added capabilities. And as you can see from the first demo that Kat showed you, is really simplifying operations, right? Yes, it's multi-cloud, but it shouldn't feel hard. It should feel like this is all seamless, this is all integrated, both from a usability perspective, from a latency perspective. And so I think the work that we've done and leveraging some of the core capabilities we have, like the networking capabilities Google has that is very differentiated, using some of the AI capabilities, we've been able to make this a very, very seamless experience. So the multi-cloud future is here. We hope this really helps you supercharge and accelerate your journey to the cloud, unlock the power of your data, whether it's sitting in Oracle or elsewhere, and of course, enable you to embrace AI with full confidence. Thank you so much for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of the show.